For the next few minutes, focus on your breathing. Follow your breath in and out. Allow each breath to refresh your body and your mind. As you continue your relaxed rhythmic breathing, imagine looking out of the window of a plane. You are only a few minutes away from landing in Nairobi for a once-in-a-lifetime Masai Mara adventure. The fluffy white clouds disappear as your plane slowly descends through them, bringing into view parts of Nairobi National Park. Visibility is good, and you can see for miles. Dark shadows from the clouds above tumble across the arid ochre landscape. As you watch, excitement bubbles in your tummy. This adventure you have dreamed of is finally about to become a reality. In the final approach, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport comes into view. Touchdown is smooth, and gradually your plane slows down, eventually coming to a halt. As you unclip your seatbelt, the pilot's voice echoes over the tannoy, welcoming you to Nairobi and wishing you a pleasant stay. Reaching up for your hand luggage, you join the queue to disembark. The atmosphere is electric with excitement. Exiting the plane, you are immediately struck by the searing heat of an unforgiving sun. The heavy air hangs close, suffusing the atmosphere with a sticky humidity. It is hot. Squinting in the bright sunlight, you take in your surroundings. Looking through the shimmering heat haze, you spot a large grey building, which you presume is the airport. Climbing down the steps, you are ushered across the tarmac and herded to a minibus, which is waiting to transport you to the arrivals lounge. Squeezed tightly on board, you jostle for the few inches of space available. A short journey later, and you are walking through the terminal. The hall, which leads to the customs and immigration gate, is wonderfully cool. Appreciating the air conditioning, you take a moment to refresh. Handing over your passport, the agent is quick and polite. "Where are you staying?" he asks as he stamps your papers. But before you get a chance to answer, he gently pushes a document and your passport back to you, saying, "Hold on to this paper," and with a big smile, wishes you a nice stay before beckoning the next person in line. After claiming your luggage, you enter the hustle and bustle of the arrivals lounge. It's a hive of activity with people shuffling around in an unsure manner. Parents desperately trying to herd excitable children. Others trying to navigate the crowds whilst balancing a mountain of suitcases. With only a small suitcase and yourself to worry about, you quickly spot the travel guides lining the perimeter of the hall, holding up signs bearing the names of exotic hotel destinations, each one holding the promise of an exciting African stay. Scanning the place cards, you eventually come across yours. Naboshi Camp. After confirming your identity with the travel guide, she ushers you to a private car. No other holidaymakers join you, for this is your luxury private Masai adventure. Your driver introduces himself as Absco. He is a big, sturdy guy, about 6 feet tall. He has an easy smile and a deep voice. Instantly, you feel comfortable in his presence as he politely makes small talk. Asking how your flight was and advising on the journey ahead, he takes your luggage, placing it in the trunk before opening the door to the rear of the car for you to climb into. Now settled in the back seat, you enjoy the smooth ride. The leather seats are soft, and the aircon, which is gently blowing, is refreshingly cool on your clammy skin. As you look out of the window, the hustle and bustle of the built-up city starts to peter out. A palette of earthy reds, orange and browns emerge. The landscape is flat, vast, arid and dusty. Distinctive baobab, acacia and fever trees, symbolic to the vast wealth and diverse life that is able to exist, pepper the horizon. Above, wisps of white thin clouds drift like mist in the rich, deep blue sky. The sun's heat is felt through the window, bringing a satisfying warmth on your face. Closing your eyes, you rest your head back, taking a few deep breaths of the cool air to relax. The rhythmic purr of the engine gently lulls you into a relaxing slumber. Noticing a change in the feel of the road, you open your eyes. You have turned off down a bumpy track. The landscape appears more fertile with a large amount of trees lining the route. The light of the sun peers through the branches and creates dappling shadows that wander from the front to the back of your vehicle. Turning a corner, you spot a sign for Naboisho Camp. Pulling up into a clearing, the car stops. Absco turns to you. With a large smile, he informs you that you have arrived. Excitement surges as you quickly exit the car. Immediately, the dry heat of this arid landscape hits you. The dust fills your nose and tickles your throat. Woody, earthy scents fill the air alongside sweet undertones of wild grasses. It is quiet and peaceful. Only the sounds of nature can be heard. As Absco retrieves your luggage, Makina comes out and introduces herself. Her approach is warm and friendly. Makina is tall and slim, with high cheekbones and a wonderful smile. She wastes no time in making you feel welcome and escorts you to your luxury tent. As you walk to camp, Makina explains that this conservancy is a Masai-owned privately managed wildlife zone. Local Masai people are employed as safari guides and camp crew, helping to support the local communities. All the tents are eco-friendly with solar power and recycled rainwater, and every year the camp is broken down and removed for several months, allowing the bush and many wildlife neighbours to return to the site, leaving a fresh and recovered wilderness for the following season, which reduces the impact on this exceptional landscape. Everything you see is vibrant and natural. There are no pretenses here. You can just relax. Approaching the tent, a large covered veranda sits out front. Plush wicker chairs and footstools are perfectly placed to make the most of this stunning landscape, perfect for watching the rise and fall of the African sun. Unzipping the heavy beige door and mosquito nets, you step inside. Brightly coloured woven rugs adorn the floor, and soft material drapes hang beautifully from the ceiling. A king-size wooden bed takes pride of place. High-quality, crisp, clean cotton sheets for a cool night's sleep wrap around a luxurious, soft mattress. The tent is spacious and comfortable, with stylish decor and furniture perfectly suited to the camp. Makina invites you to the main lodge for drinks once you have finished unpacking and have settled in. Thanking her, you exchange warm smiles as she leaves. Everything is just perfect. You take a few minutes to walk around your tent, appreciating its basic elegance. On the desk is a vase of tropical orchids, which are blooming in vibrant pinks and purples. A welcome note wishing you a relaxing stay, sits alongside a safari booklet. Pouring yourself a drink of cold water from the mini fridge, you sit on the veranda, enjoying the tranquility as you flick through the safari booklet. Despite feeling exhausted from all this travelling, everything is too exciting to rest. You are keen to explore. After quickly unpacking your belongings, you freshen up. The large natural shower at the back of your tent is far more luxurious than you had imagined. Underneath what feels like heavy rainfall, all remaining tension and stress is washed away, leaving you feeling invigorated and rejuvenated. It is late afternoon. The sun, still high in the sky, bathes you in its golden light as you make your way across the camp to the main lodge. Around the tents and alongside the pathways, you catch glimpses of an exquisite-looking bird. Small and extremely colourful, with a loud guttural call. Scanning your memory, you feel a sense of pride when remembering it is a lilac-breasted roller. Maybe all the reading you did in preparation for your safari has paid off. Close by is the main lodge. The building is long and central, thatched with makuti grass. Standing looking out, the open-fronted structure makes the most of its surroundings. The views over the surrounding landscape of savanna grasses and abundant trees is superb. Walking inside, you notice the lounge, and above a large fireplace hangs a portrait of a leopard. The lounge appears very comfortable. Plenty of well-cushioned sofas and armchairs around coffee tables gives it a laid-back social vibe. The decor is natural with earthy tones. Walking through, there is a dining area on the other side of the building. 2 long tables and smart upright chairs suggest communal dining is on the menu. Tucked away in the corner is a tea and coffee station and a well-stocked drinks cabinet. The inner rooms flow out onto a delightful deck with further comfortable seating. Recalling the safari booklet, which was left in your room, this is a great spot to sit and observe passing wildlife. Turning the corner, you spot Makina seated at the poolside bar. She smiles and waves you over. Passing the infinity pool and lounges, you promise yourself there will be plenty of occasions to take a cool dip and bask in the sun. Joining Makina at the bar, you order a cool, refreshing drink. Assuring Makina that everything is superb and you have no concerns or complaints, you take your drinks to the comfortable decked area. Settling back into the cushioned chairs, Makina entertains you with tales of exciting safari adventures night drives, fly camping, and local village experiences. Makina's voice is soft and warm in tone. Her relaxed and easygoing nature is infectious. Every muscle in your body is relaxing. Every knot is unraveling, and any tension is disappearing. Makina picks up on your restful state and, gently placing her hand on yours, advises she would see you later at dinner and slips away with a soft smile. Enjoying this serene moment, you look out across the savannah. Through the shimmering horizon, you watch zebra and impala gently grazing. In the distance, you make out the tall, graceful silhouette of a giraffe, reaching up and plucking the juiciest of leaves from the top of the trees. In the air, small, colourful birds dart about, chasing insects whilst up high. Circulating on the warm air current is the magnificent and unmistakable silhouette of Kenya's national emblem, the fish eagle. In this moment, you feel completely blessed. Your body is relaxed. Your mind is clear. Any remaining tension and worries melt away. The gentle rumbling in your tummy brings you back to the present. You have no idea of the time. It seems immaterial here in such tranquility. Time holds no essence. Making your way over to the dining area, you are warmly greeted by Amondi. Quickly pulling out a chair, he gestures for you to sit and pours you a refreshing drink. Watching him, you notice his kind features. His heavy crow's feet suggest a good life and much laughter. The twinkle in his eye, perhaps a sense of fun and vivacity. And the deep creases and dimples etched in his cheeks, suggestive of a man who smiles through life, spreading joy and happiness in his journey. You immediately feel relaxed in his presence. Keen to try some traditional Kenyan food, Amondi recommends the Kenyan stew, kachumbari, and chapatis. You are not disappointed. Fresh coriander and garlic zing on a backdrop of mild curry, tomatoes, onion, and meat, prepared so lovingly it melts in your mouth. The kachumbari is refreshingly sharp, with lemon juice, hot chili, cool cucumber, fresh tomato and coriander, accompanied by beautifully roasted chapatis. Feeling satisfied and happy, you thank Amondi for the wonderful meal as you leave. Following the winding wild paths, you make your way back to the tent. The light is starting to dim now, and in the distance, a warm pink hue is filling the sky. Upon reaching your tent, you settle down into the comfortable chair on the veranda. your chair perfectly angled for the best view of the sundown. Sitting back comfortably, you become instantly aware of the sounds around you. Closing your eyes, you listen intently. The air is filled with a rich chorus of nocturnal insects. The chirping of crickets and croaking frogs, accompanied by a background flurry of chiming and humming, creates a gentle pulsating chorus, which is soothingly melodic and completely relaxing. Birds fill the sky, taking their last fill of insects, creating a beautiful moving picture against a constantly changing background. Bats flit and dance overhead, almost silent, bar their high-pitched clicks and chirps. Nightjars call mysteriously, and doves coo softly from the surrounding trees. A rich hue of reds and oranges now fill the sky, appearing endless across the savannah. The warm glow bathes you softly, taking the edge of the ever-increasing cool air. The scene is totally majestic and captivating. You have never seen such richness of colour and beauty. The seamless merging of earthy yellows with rusty oranges, flowing down into bright scarlet reds and dark crimson tones. In a moment of self-transcendence, the feeling of awe pours through to your soul. Such reverence and admiration for Mother Nature and the wonders of the natural world. Again, time has no essence as you slowly watch the sun gently sinking lower and lower until it dips below the horizon with a last gasp of beauty. In its place, a promise of a new dawn is left. As your eyelids become heavy, you view the sunset as an opportunity to reset and feel at peace. Sleep beckons you with a promise of replenishment. A beautiful full moon gently illuminates your tent. Pulling back the crisp, clean sheets, you gently slip into bed. The coolness of the sheets is refreshing. The softness of the mattress hugs and supports your tired body. Listening to the wonderful nighttime sounds and feeling completely enchanted, you close your heavy eyelids and drift into a deep, relaxing, peaceful sleep. Awakened by a glorious dawn chorus, feeling refreshed and replenished, a surge of excitement rushes through your body. Jumping out of bed, you quickly make yourself a cup of chai and take it out onto the veranda. The first flicker of light is breaking the horizon. Sipping the chai, the ginger invigorates and stimulates you, fully awakening your body and mind. Grabbing a quick shower and getting ready, you head for the lodge where a jeep awaits, already packed and running ready to start your safari journey. Makina waves enthusiastically and calls you over. She will be accompanying you on this special adventure. Introducing two Masai guides, she ushers you into the jeep, which quickly sets off. Makina's excitement is infectious as she talks about the plan for the day and what you can expect to see. Dust fills the air as the tires churn up the sandy roads. The haze only increases the beauty of the breaking dawn. Gazing out across the plains, the bushland appears increasingly more dense and green. 20 minutes into the journey, you feel the jeep slow and come to a stop. Ahead is a pack of wild dogs out on a morning patrol, a rare sight to behold. Watching them, you see that they are a tight pack with a clear hierarchy in place. Yet, despite this, they appear playful, sharing a sense of fun. Their large round ears, oversized and as sensitive as that of a bat. Their irregular coat patterns of red, black, brown, white, and yellow are as individual as a fingerprint. With thin bird-like calls, keeping everyone together, they disappear off into the distance to continue their patrol. The sun now peaking above the horizon and climbing slowly, the jeep moves off swiftly over the bumpy, wild terrain. Every now and then, the jeep slows and the guides get out, paying close attention to the ground. Makina explains both have worked in the bush as trackers and animal specialists for over 20 years. Intrigued, you ask questions, listening intently as they revel in telling the secrets of their trade. Their passion and knowledge, somehow making the sprawling Mara feel intimate and accessible. Travelling along, you see many herds of impala dotted across the landscape, gently grazing. Graceful and serene, yet alert and poised, ready to run at any moment. Suddenly spooked, the impala start running. They leap over each other and sprint in different directions. The scene becomes chaotic and exciting. You watch, captivated as a herd of elephants come thundering out of the bushes, felling low-laying branches in their wake and trumpeting loudly. Momentarily, fragments of trees and swathes of dust fill the air, before slowly settling and allowing you to see the herd in full glory. The matriarch throws her trunk in the air in a gesture of magnificent strength and beauty. She is followed by several other elephants, between which you can catch a glimpse of two small calves, being shielded and protected by the herd. Stopping to graze, you are afforded more time to watch these magnificent animals. The young calves are playful and robust as they chase about, flapping their ears and rolling in the dust. The tactile nurturing warms your heart as you watch the adults place their trunks gently round the calves in a reassuring manner. After allowing the calves to suckle and play, the herd moves on. The guides inform you that there is a watering hole nearby, the largest in the conservancy, which they are likely heading to, and suggests we follow to a nearby vantage point for breakfast. Pulling up on a high vantage point, the view is far-reaching. The landscape appears endless, characterized by dotted trees, savanna plains, scrubs, and acacia trees. The watering hole, a nurturing oasis in this arid landscape. As Makina and the guides busily prepare a campfire breakfast, you perch on the back of the jeep. Taking your binoculars, you start scanning the scene, eager to spot as many animals as possible. Many gazelles, impala, antelope, and zebras are gathering near the watering hole. In small groups, they take turns to quench their thirst, constantly on guard. Always wanting to know, you ask the guides why zebras are black and white striped. Surely, this actually makes them more visible. With a wry smile, they explain how their markings blend in with the wavy lines of the tall grasses. It doesn't matter that the zebra's stripes are black and white, and the lines of the grass are yellow, brown, or green, because the zebra's main predator is the lion, which is colorblind. You nod and quickly focus back on the watering hole. Scores of birds are everywhere. Yellow-billed storks and ibis pace the water's edge, feeding on the abundant insects, their beaks like tweezers, delicate and precise. A huge marabou stork comes into land like a small aircraft, scattering the smaller birds in its wake. With its scabby pink bald head and hunched stature, it looks like a vulture on stilts. Hippos laze in the cooling water, creating small islands on which smaller birds perch. The long, slender snouts and nostrils of huge crocodiles are just visible on the surface, lurking menacingly, ready to ambush unsuspecting or distracted prey. A troop of olive baboons, easily recognizable from their powerful stature, their swollen pink bottoms, elongated faces, and huge teeth, confidently saunter down to the watering hole. Focusing in closer, you notice some females have very young babies clinging to their underside. In no rush, they spend time relaxing and grooming each other, occasionally stopping for a drink. Distracted, you barely hear Makina's call for breakfast. The smell of breakfast makes you realize how hungry you are. Freshly cooked Kenyan pancakes made from rice and coconut batter, Swahili donuts, puffy and golden brown, made with coconut milk and spiced with cardamom, served with fresh tropical fruits and milky sweet chai, all laid out on a covered picnic table. Breakfast is a relaxed affair. Conversation is easy and flowing, the food divine, and the backdrop stunning. This is by far the best breakfast that you have ever experienced, and is a memory that you will treasure forever. Feeling replenished, the jeep is packed and the safari continues. Traversing the dusty landscape, you make your way down for a closer look at the watering hole. Finding a shaded spot, not too close to disrupt natural behaviors, you listen to the guide's knowledgeable narrative. A herd of wildebeest with large curved horns have approached. Lining the edge, they gingerly drink. The occasional glimpse of crocodiles keeping them alert and poised. In such a vulnerable poise, you feel their uneasiness. You observe the front end of their body to be heavily built and muscular, while the hind quarters are slender with spindly legs. Their explosive grunts and snorts seem to chorus in reassurance for the herd. Whilst continuing to watch them, Makina and the guides tell of the spectacular wildebeest migration, which occurs every year. It sounds sensational, a must to put on the to-do list. A couple of hippos haul themselves out of the water onto the muddy flat to bask. Their large barrel-shaped bodies, short legs and huge heads are an imposing sight. Despite appearing cumbersome and lazy, you learn that they are capable of reaching speeds of 30 miles an hour when charging, and are regarded as the continent's most dangerous animal. On this note, the guides suggest moving on to try and locate a pride of lions. The sun is now high in the sky, and they explain this is when they will be found dozing in shaded areas, preferring to hunt at dusk or dawn. You readily agree, and you all set off over the plains. It's not long before the guides spot a herd of giraffes. Pulling over to watch as they parade past, you are mesmerized. On TV they look elegant and beautiful, but here in real life they are fabulous and bewitching. their legs even longer than expected, slender as stilts with wide, knobbly knees. A soft, velvety coat, rich with warm ochres and browns in a wonderfully unique and distinctive pattern. And eyes so large, deep, and innocent. A window to their noble soul. There is something so gentle and timid about them as they glide past like models on a catwalk, their long necks stretched up into the sky. A charming mix of gangly awkwardness and sublime grace. Continuing on across the savannah, the guides spot a thicket of trees and scrub. As hoped, in the cool shade, a large pride of lions lounge in the midday sun. You count 10 females, their bellies round and full from a successful hunt earlier this morning. A resting zebra carcass nearby attracts the flies. Playful cubs roll and tumble with their siblings, occasionally swiping at the lioness's tail. Boisterous and carefree, they are a joy to watch. As they stretch out and yawn, you notice their huge paws and teeth. Yet they look so peaceful and cuddly. A part of you yearns to reach out and stroke them. Suddenly, coming through the bush, a large male approaches, his shaggy mane framing his handsome yet scarred face. He is huge and walks with such power. He is majestic. The females lift their heads to acknowledge him with soft, subtle grunts. Some get up and greet him warmly with head rubbing and gentle nuzzles, before he flops down lazily and joins them in a group snooze. You feel like you could stay here and watch them forever. But it is time to head back to the camp now. With another 12 days to go, there will be plenty more excursions in this amazing reserve. On the journey back to the camp, you sit back very relaxed, reflecting on all the wonderful sights you have seen. Arriving back at the camp, you thank Makina and the guides for a most memorable morning. After changing, you head for the luxurious saltwater infinity pool to cool off. Slipping into the pool water is immediately refreshing on your skin. You allow your body to just float and enjoy the feeling of weightlessness. You feel so relaxed and calm as you lie thinking about the wonderful animals you saw on the safari this morning. It feels as though time is standing still in this moment. Amondi appears at the side of the pool with his beautiful smile and twinkling eyes. He places down a cool, refreshing drink and a wonderful platter of spiced couscous, rice salads, meats and chapati, before leaving you to enjoy it in peace. Leaning over the edge of the infinity pool, you take in the stunning view as you enjoy the wonderful food and drink. After a busy morning, your body welcomes the replenishment, and you gradually feel your energy beginning to return. Continuing to look out, you imagine that you would never tire of such a beautiful view. A few hours later, you are feeling completely relaxed and head back to your tent to change, ready for the evening visit to a local Masai village. Something you have really been looking forward to. Meeting Makina at the jeep, you set off. Intrigued to learn about the local Masais and their culture, you chat away, asking her lots of questions. Makina is very knowledgeable. She talks enthusiastically about their religion, their traditions, and semi-nomadic lifestyle. In a short space of time, without even meeting them yet, you have developed a deep sense of respect for these noble and dignified people, and how they have proudly maintained their traditional lifestyle and cultural identity despite pressures of the modern world. After a relatively short journey, you arrive. You immediately notice how the village is circular in structure, with a handful of mud homes on the perimeter. There is a thick, thorny fence surrounding the village, which you assume is to protect them from predators at night. Waiting to greet you is the head of the Maasai family and his wives. Speaking a mixture of Swahili and English, their welcome is warm and friendly. You are struck by their unique beauty, traditional shuka robes, which is a bright-coloured patterned cloth which is wrapped around their lean and slender frames. Their chiselled features beautifully accentuated with traditional jewellery of large, flat beaded decorative collars, necklaces, bracelets, anklets, and large heavy earrings, all symbolising their clan and social status. Entering the village, it is calm and peaceful. Some women and children sit, making jewellery outside their huts. Some are returning with firewood and water. Makina explains the men are herding the cattle and will be returning soon by dusk. You join a woman who has beckoned you over. Sitting down, she offers to help you make a bracelet. There is an array of local raw materials, such as white beads made from clay, shells, shapes carved from bone, black beads made from coal, red wooden beads, and dried seeds. Feeling very lucky, you really enjoy the relaxing experience. Every now and then, glancing up and observing village life. Everything is fascinating. Feeling accomplished, you hold up your finished bracelet to show Makina and thank the woman warmly as she helps fasten it to your wrist. Upon standing, she invites you inside her hut. A low, round structure made from wooden poles, covered with mud and cow dung, with a grassed roof. Through a low, narrow door, you enter a dark room. There are no windows, and it takes a few seconds for your eyes to adjust. In the corner, there is a wooden sleeping platform made from stretched hides, and in the center, a cooking hearth, also made from cow dung. The air is thick from the smell of cow dung and smoke from the small fire. Sitting on one of the low stools, she offers you a drink of cow's milk to join her. The milk is sour and unpasteurized, and you find it hard to swallow. She laughs at your attempts to cover up your displeasure. She is not offended, offering water instead. You gladly accept. She spends time telling you more about the Masai way of life. You listen to her talk of Enkai, their god, their rituals and ceremonies, many of which symbolize a passage from a life phase to the following one. Their social structures and how their lifestyle centers around their cattle, which not only constitutes their primary source of food, but is also a measure of their tribal wealth and status. It is fascinating, a way of life steeped in such long-held customs and traditions. On the outside, a simple existence. In reality, a highly complex, unforgiving social structure. Hearing long notes from what you presume is a horn, you both step outside. In the fading light, you can just make out, in the distance, a dusty mirage of cattle. The men are returning to the village with the herd. Makina joins you as the peaceful village starts to come alive. In the center of the village, another thick, thorny fence is erected just in time. The loud thudding of hooves, which send vibrations through the ground, is accompanied by dust clouds and cattle calls. A large herd of approximately 50 cows and bulls are driven into the protective enclosure, where they eventually settle with gentle snorts and puffs. The women busy themselves lighting a large fire and preparing food and refreshments for their husbands. Sitting back with Makina, you enjoy watching the hustle and bustle of the village. The sky is now ablaze with the fire of the setting sun, which provides a perfect backdrop for what happens next. The women gather around the fire into a large group and begin singing in rhythmic harmonies. As they sway back and forth, they stamp their feet and clap. The beads add a layer of soft jingling sounds and claps, a bass rhythm. You find yourself clapping along and swaying in time. A woman steps forwards. Confident and loud, she performs a melody. The rhythmic harmony, now a chorus, results in an entrancing syncopated call and response sound. The effect is captivating. You have never heard anything like it before, and it is beautiful. The men, now finished eating and rested, join the women round the fire. Standing in a circle, bending their knees, they bounce steadily to the downbeat of the chanting. Two men enter the center and begin to jump. Their heels never touch the ground, and their bodies rigid and straight, like the spears that they carry. You are amazed at how high they are able to jump. The men take turns in the center. The atmosphere is electric. Everyone is smiling and having a great time. As you watch, mesmerized, Makina tells you the dance is a long-standing traditional dance called the Adumu. In the past, warriors showed their prowess by killing a lion. Now it's about how high they can jump. For young warriors, it is an opportunity to show their strength and masculinity to attract their future bride. The higher the jump, the more attractive you are to the female Masai. The combination of the roaring fire, the flickering shadows, the rhythmic chanting, and tribal dancing is hypnotic. You have never felt such raw, unapologetic rhythm. Completely letting go, you allow yourself to get lost in this moment. The feeling is liberating. A transcendental feeling of fascination, awe, wonder, and humility toward the natural world. As the display comes to a close, just the fire illuminates your surroundings with a warm, sensual glow. You join Makina in thanking the Masai for such a wonderful experience. It is definitely something which you will forever remember. Escorted to the edge of the village, the Maasai closed the thick, thorny fencing behind you. The illumination of the headlights and purr of the engine lead you to the waiting jeep. The short journey back to the camp is silent. Makina appears to recognize your contentment. Feeling enlightened and full of admiration for these wonderful native people, you sit back, relax, and reflect on the magical evening. She gently cups your arm, gives you that warm Makina smile, and settles back herself. Upon reaching your tent, Makina bids you a peaceful night before disappearing into the darkness. Making a hot cup of chai, you sit on the veranda. The only sounds you are able to hear are those of the chirping crickets, croaking frogs, humming of insects, and the occasional roar of the lions. Resting your head back, your gaze falls upon the night sky. The Milky Way gently sweeps across the sky like the faint wisps of steam arising from your tea. Delicate and light, it is interspersed with millions of twinkling stars that stretch to infinity. Within the wispy silvery clouds of cosmic dust, glowing pools of interstellar gases and nebulae shine beautiful hues of pale golds, pinks and blues. Globular clusters of stars, which look like cracked open geodes, appear, encased in globes of luminescent fog, which illuminates the deep, velvety backdrop. A phenomenal and magnificent sight. It's been a long day, and now feeling truly relaxed, your eyes start to become heavy. Slowly making your way to your bed, with a large yawn and stretch, pulling back the crisp, cool sheets, you gently slide in. Immediately the mattress contours to your body, supporting and hugging you in the most comforting way. Allowing your muscles to relax down further, you gently close your eyes and take some deep breaths. Your mind calm and peaceful, you easily fall into a deep, relaxing sleep, knowing that you have another 12 days of wonderful experiences to look forward to. Asleep you go.